Hey guys, a brief introduction today to Tyflow for 3ds Max. Basically, it's a plugin that offers animation techniques that can be put into 3ds Max, and endless results can be gifted through this. So today I'll show you that. A quick video showing you some basic animations that have been done by further developers, previous developers I should say. Quite resounding what you can actually do. Now firstly, what you want to do is download it, obviously. So to the Tyflow website, you'll download it through here, whatever suits you. And basically most people should be in their C drive. Access is you go to your PC, my computer, C drive, Autodesk, and what you want to do is 3ds Max 2020. I have both, but the one that I primarily use is 2020. So you want to choose the one that you're using. Scroll down to plugins. Once it's downloaded, it'll be a DLO file. You basically just want to paste it in there. In the past, I've used Spline, Offset, and Greeble. Worked fine. All you have to do is paste them in there, restart your Max, and it'll load into that. So now I'll just give you a brief introduction. I've already started it here. We'll start fresh. So it should show up here. Understand the primitives, Tyflow. Now drawing that in, you can do it in many sizes, doesn't matter. It's just opening the program and basically using it as an interface. So that means nothing, it's just showing up on the browser, but yeah, it's basically obsolete, so don't worry about the size. Next thing you want to do is go to helpers. We'll use tie icon. This does matter. It's the bounding box for which the elements you place will be bounded into. So we'll give it a generous size. Without further ado, I can show you how this works. So if we select the database, Tyflow, go to modifiers and open editor, this is where all the scripting happens. So for the animations, basically it's all run through here and it will play on your monitor as you actively script it. Down the bottom here we know there's the animations tab, so by dragging this left to right you can see it in your own time, or by pressing the play button you'll be able to watch your animations in that real time, the actual time that you've set through your Tyflow. So next, what do you want to do? I'll just show you some basic things. So you place a birth, easy enough. Another thing you want to do, so a lot of things are found down here, basically everything in Tyflow. Now if you can't find what you're looking for, select where you want to place it, tab key, and type it in. So currently I want a shape, I can't find it down there, my eyes are a bit slow. I'll type shape, enter, and there it is. So before I forget guys, now the position icon is the key that dictates this tool here and where it's going to spawn from. So I found it, no need to type it, position icon, we'll drag it in. Now it's very important guys, put things in order because Tyflow reads it accordingly from top to bottom. So we'll place it under birth. Pick, you want to pick, most scripts need to be picked to the required object in the scene. So we'll pick it, and there you go, you can already see things are happening. We have particles showing up, and this can be changed from shape. So when you go to shape, you can select a 2D shape, these are all preloaded, or 3D. So we'll go 3D for now. And this is up to your discretion. There's some cool things, there's grass, leaves, screws, nails. Why don't we go with straight nail? Now to do the preview of what we've done, we just do this, and as you can see it's just particles showing up. And that's because the geometry is not yet set. Now for our shape to show up guys, what you want to do is go to display. At the moment it's small dots. You want to select geometry. Now as we've already selected our geometry and shape, this should show up as the screws. So by playing it, zoom in, you can see the screws are there. And you may think, oh, the size isn't good enough, and you'd be right. Let's make them bigger, shall we? Go to shape, scale, pick that, and change your scaling. maybe 490. Zoom in, you can see that they're a lot bigger now. You wouldn't want to mess with those nails. Now obviously, as we haven't placed any animations in the script yet, they're just kind of spawning. So to change this and make it more interesting, we can go to the speed tool, place it in, and automatically this should have a different effect. As you can see, it's set to red and 3D, and they'll basically move around like ants, just going crazy. Now this might not be your desired effect, so you can play around with this. Things like a long icon arrow, and then you're going to have to pick that to this arrow here and they'll end up falling down. So if I go to the pick tool, select that, I'm going to have to obviously move this higher because we're already on the ground plane, so there's nowhere to fall. So by pressing the W key, move is activated and you can lift this up. Now by playing the animation, they should fall. And you definitely don't want to be underneath that. So there's other things like time. So by pressing the play key, we can see that these are falling very slowly. So you might be under that and not stress because you can easily dodge them. But what we want to do is make it more realistic, and that's when things like gravity come into effect. You can easily just manipulate this through the magnitude. I've set it to 15.9, it was previously at 1. So by pressing the play key, you'll see how dangerous it can get. So you can do miraculous effects like that. Another thing you can do is actually flip your icon and they'll shoot up into the air. So there's many things you can do. We can add more things like physics elements, so they're in the purple tab. You can just type them with tab like I've said before, but if you add a physics shape under shape, they'll start retaliating to the actual nails more and they'll react to the environment. So by pressing play, they're going to hit the floor and actually tumble over. Currently they're set to convex hull, which is basically the preloaded nail. But if you wanted to change that for some whatever reason, to say like a sphere, they'll start reacting as a sphere would when it hits the ground. So tumbling over, it's a funny kind of looking effect, but that would be more suited for something like a circle or a ball. There's a lot more things you can do here, guys. There's a tool called Voronoi fracture, which actually make these explode upon impact to the floor. So I can show you guys that. I'm going to type. So by hitting the tab key, type in Voronoi fracture. Get that in there, and just the base result will be this, falling down and shattering into a million pieces. So you wouldn't want to use those nails in your architecture, am I right, guys? I'm cheesy, I know. So that's the kind of effect you'll get. It's a bit too fast for the eye, so what I can do is go to the speed and slow it right down, because I made it a lot faster than it needs to be. Maybe we'll make the magnitude, and it's going to get a very laggy here, so depending on your PC's power, it will dictate how much lag you have, obviously. As you can see, by setting the magnitude lower, it's a lot better, so it looks like hail. So that's the introduction to today's program, Tyflow. Hope you guys enjoyed. Give me a like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.